Well, I hope you're staying warm on this brutally cold January day. I hope you're someplace where you're by a nice fire or you have a blanket or someplace to keep you warm. Hi, my name is Sue and I appreciate you watching my video today. I hope I can give you a little bit of warmth by showing you a card that I made for my husband, which is actually for Valentine's Day, but it's going to be from our dog. Most animal lovers know that our pets are our babies, and I actually think that we appreciate getting a card, either a birthday card or a Valentine's Day or any card from our pet, to be the most precious thing we can get, and we hold on to those cards dearly. Again, today is all about a card from our pet to my husband. I'm using Judith stamps, and I think she also goes by Heather stamps, as the base for the card. I do a little embossing. I do a little die cutting. I have a little bit of ink blending, Copic coloring, all of that in order to make this cute card. So let's get started and I'll show you how I made this card. I'm using wooden blocks here, but it's still really easy to stamp out her stamps. I started out with the box because I want the box to be in the front, and then I masked that in order to put the dog inside the box. What's nice is I just wanted the tail just to be coming up and the face, so I didn't worry about the feet. And when you remove the mask, it looks like he's in the box. Now I use my Copic guidelines just to get the browns that I wanted. Because it is a chocolate lab, I kind of wanted to pick the browns that represent the dog first, or the best. So it's more of the golden browns versus the dark browns. Probably wondering, why is my dog in a box? My dog, since he was a puppy, we gave him a box to play with. And now, if you give him a box, unfortunately, he will shred the box. He doesn't just play with it. He shreds it into the tiniest pieces. If you don't take it away, you have cardboard pieces everywhere. I swear he thinks it's attacking him instead of him attacking the box. It's so funny to watch, but that's just kind of like, I always think of my dog with the box because he just loves them. And what's good is he doesn't grab a box just if it's sitting on the side. So if you have a box that's just sitting in the yard, he's not going to grab it. He's only going to wait till you give him the clue or the command that it's okay to get that box. But then he will take it. He'll take it across the yard, put it over his head. It is so funny to watch. So that's why my dog is inside the cardboard box. You may not have a dog that does this, but that's just what I think of my dog right away, is that box. So here I just kind of go back with these three colors of brown and just go back from light to dark, light to dark, light to dark, which is standard for Copic coloring. He does have some light spots, so that's where I went in with the muzzle and around the eyes and lightened that up, and the tops of the ears. I did go in for his nose with the N2, it's just kind of a neutral color, and I gave him a gold metal, and I used the pink, the lightest pink. Now for the box, I wanted to go a different browns than I did for the box, than I did for the chocolate lab. So it's a little bit different colors, but it is still in the browns. And what's nice about her stamps, like I said earlier, is it's a sketch form. It is so much fun to color these because I just feel like it's more forgiving. For me, I don't know, I just like these types of stamps because they are, I don't know, it just was more relaxing for me. I guess the word is relaxing. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it was just more freeing for me to color. And I just went back and forth again with these three colors, starting out with the lightest around the perimeter, then doing a little bit with the E15 a little bit further out, and then to E29 to really bring in that shadows and the edging of the box. I don't know if that's shadowing, but it's just to give it dimension. I really went in with the E29 to just darken it underneath the flaps and on all four corners. And then the box itself is more of I picked the toast color because it was more of a lighter color than the dark, what is that, dark suntan, the E15. I just wanted more of a light box. Now, originally I was thinking maybe I'd do a colored box since it's Valentine's, but I ended up with the brown. And I think it comes out okay. And like I said, the toast color is a really neat brown. I really like that. And for the color of a box, I like the toast color. And then like I said, I go back and forth just to accentuate those shadows a little bit more and follow it up with blending it out. Little by little, I could start seeing the box come to life. And I was like, oh my God, if my dog was around, he would be chewing this up. So after I was done coloring the dog in the box, I grabbed some scrap paper to make a border for after I cut out the dog with a oval die. I wanted to have the pink, and I ended up with purple as a background. So to match that purple and bring it out, I used a Distress Oxide Seedless Preserve on an embossing panel that I did of hearts. And here I just went back and forth with the preserve and just kind of blended it. Now I did have some problems. I put too much on it. So I kind of set that off to the side. And then I realized after that I didn't do his eyes and his little whiskers. So I went back with some pens and darkened those up a little bit. I don't know why I forgot. So I had to go back and do that. Then here I just used the Copic pen to do the whiskers, and around the tail he has some little doodads that make it look like he's wagging his tail. So after I did that, I put that on the purple oval that I chose. I decided to do purple. Enough pink. My husband doesn't want that much pink. So I did purple, and that's why I picked Seedless Preserve to match, because it really was a good match to the purple. And so here I was going to put it right on the border. I just put it right on the panel. I used the two-sided tape because again it's embossed, and I like to use a little bit to capture all those levels of the embossing folder. If I just use glue, it doesn't always catch everything. So I use that to attach it to this panel. Now you'll see that, I don't know, I put it on there, and I'm thinking, and I have this little die cut that I did off my Cricut that just says, I love you, Daddy. It was something I made off the Cricut. And I was putting that on there, and I decided to put it down here close to the box instead of up on the top. But I was trying to cover those spots where I went a little too heavy with the thing, and it just, I don't know, something wasn't working. And so this is me thinking something is not right. I keep all my enamel dots and everything in this little photo album 4x6, and I went through all of those thinking, well, maybe that's what I was missing. Maybe I need some purple bling or some crystals. So I'm going through all the colors, and I end up I can't believe I couldn't find something with all these colors. It's pretty sad, but I didn't like it. And then I remembered, that's right, I brought out the ribbon, and I wanted to use this ribbon, which is why it's a pink. And so that's why I kind of brought in more of the purple, because I thought this was going to be too much pink for a card for my husband. So I decided to do, this has like a little glitter on the ribbon, has a little bit of a shimmer. So I put that on and I used the glue dots to just put it on the panel, and I wanted it to be the up at the top and up at the bottom, and then the oval will be in between the ribbon. And so I kind of eyeball where it should be right in and I was still not covering up the splotches that I did with the blending, but I was going with it, and I just figured, okay, I'll make it work somehow. And it just, so here I got it all together, and then I was putting the dog back on there again. And okay, this is looking all right. This is what I was looking for. But something still didn't feel right. So I decided, well, you know what? I'm going to put this off to the side and I'm going to work on the inside of the card and give this a little bit of a break. So for the inside of the card, I decided to take a stencil, and this is where I keep my stencils. So I went through all of those and I found this little heart one from the old color box. And I picked up thought this was a good amount. It wasn't, it didn't match exactly to the embossing folder, but it was hearts. So I thought, okay. And I'm going to go ahead and ink blend that. Now, I like the way it was all, but I should have taped it down, and I didn't. I don't know why I decided that I don't need to tape it down. I don't know who I think I am, but I figured if I did it light enough, I wouldn't have to worry, but it was still shifting on me and it was still moving, and I should have taped it down. That is lessons learned. Tape it down, even if it's a quick, light process, because these stencils just shift around. But I did just keep going back and forth with it, and I liked the way it came out, so I decided that, at first I was like, oh, okay. Then I decided to do the top part as well. Again, I didn't tape it down, but I held on to it tighter, thinking that would be better, but you really do need to tape these down. And here I ended up going so thicker because I was just like, just get this on here. Just put it on there. And it came out okay. So I have both sides, the inside, the top and the bottom. And then I'll put Happy Valentine on the bottom, and I still have it dark enough. So I was going to go ahead, and that's the way I was thinking that it was going to go. Then I had a flashback. It's like, nope, I didn't like that. So I took it all apart and I flipped it over. Now this is the deboss side of the embossing side. No ink blending. It's just white, and it's the deboss side. You can see when I took apart, and I was able to redo it. And I was like, I should have done that all along. Don't do the ink blending, because it really just was too much, at least for what I did. I think if I did it lighter and a little bit more, I don't know, I think I could have done a better job maybe. I didn't like the way it came out. So, and then I took the same purple scrap paper that I had and made a panel to go between this layer and the card base. I felt that the white on white with the ribbon, it just didn't finish off the ribbon. It just looked like the ribbon was just kind of stuck on the card base, and I think it needs a landing spot for the layer when you have ribbon. So that's why I picked the purple layering to go behind. It's very little. It's a very small amount, but it was just enough to separate that. And I just glued it on to the card base. Now I did do a top folding card base on this card. And I think and then I open it up to make sure I've got it level. But that was how I put the card together. And I think it came out so much better than my original thought. I hope you liked it too. Well, thank you for watching. I do appreciate your time, and I hope you can get a chance to make a card from your fur baby to someone special in your life, because they just bring us such joy, and having a card from them is just the best. Well, stay warm. I look forward to having you in my craft room on my next video.